Here's to the tried and true, the people who embody the American spirit, the ones who fought for our great country and continue to support their local communities.
I was going to say, I didn't know if there was anything extra going on. Hello, everyone. Listen, I'm being patient and hearing it out. Thank you guys for tuning in to the RTV Radio Show. Again, we're here each and every Monday at 7 p.m. We're here with another special guest. Before I bring in our special guest, I want to just say again, I don't know how many times we got to say it, but we're going to continue to say it. Thank you for just tuning in, sharing, and networking with us to make sure that everyone that we bring on the show is being shared amongst your network so others can know. We want to thank our past guests, Joel and Tavon. They were tremendous. They did a lot of things in the community. That was last weekend. Today we have another phenomenal man that's on our show. And again, I'm wearing my Happy Father's Day. I said Happy Father's Day, my Black Fathers Foundation, just to say Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers, just representing and acknowledging our fathers on this particular day, week, and the entire month. I know I celebrate Mother's Day every month. Here with our co-host, Brother Nance. Happy Father's Day. And thank you for being a great co-host here. You're muted. So thank you for being a co-host here and just continuing to put this information out to our community. In honor of Father's Day, I want to just put two announcements out before I bring in our guests, and we're going to dive right in just for the sake of time. So this weekend, we're going to be doing 30 free haircuts for fathers. So if you know any fathers out there, specifically was going to be in the 4th district, but we're going to see how we can network this. But it's going to be hard, right?
I like how you always drop that little plug, like the 4th district.
Hey, But if anyone knows anyone in the 4th district, if you don't know what the 4th district is, mainly the North Baltimore and parts of Northeast, so your York Road, your Alameda, Northern Parkway, Cold Spring, Penn Lucie, I can name a few other communities, but please reach out. So we are doing free haircuts, and it's going to be sponsored by Conrad's Cuts. It's going to be on Belvedere. And that is from our brother, Eric Brown. Again, 30 free haircuts this particular weekend. So Saturday and Sunday for fathers. And it's also going to be sponsored by Black Community Action Coalition, Jamoke Inc., and Restoring the Village. So again, if you know a father that could use a free haircut, please let us know. And then on,
Restore the Village Radio, we're sponsored, baby.
Everybody's been saying, hey, you don't say anything about fathers. So here it is. We got a whole weekend. But listen, that's not it. Second thing, the following Sunday, which will be June 27th, where the Peace Team and Eric Brown and others in the community in the 4th district, sorry guys, but we're doing a Father's Day softball game at DeWeese Park, and that's going to be really good.
Angie. How can I get involved with the softball? I actually could have played professional baseball. If my dad ain't, I would have been a professional baseball player.
Yeah, you should come out, Brother Nance. So
I'm come out retirement and let them see Brother Nance. I was a monster on that baseball field. I ain't gonna lie.
So as you know, we are really trying to make sure that we are not only just being visible, no photo ops, but really just caring and genuinely supporting our community. This particular one was, our Father's Day. And I'll go right into our guest. This man here, he's a father, youth football coach, mentor, motivational speaker, my friend. He has spoken at some of Restoring the Village's Boys to Men seminars, speaking to our young people, our youth. I thought it was just, I would be remiss not to spotlight him for all of the great work he's done. We'll go into his story. I'll let him explain it. We'll go into some video footage and everything. You know, he's been spotlighted in the Afro. And I just wanted to highlight something that the Afro said, and that would be my formal introduction to my good friend, Kareem Proctor. He goes by Proc. And so in the article for Afro, it says, city violence extinguishes dreams of firefighter hopeful. Kareem Proctor had hopes of becoming a Baltimore City firefighter, but after a violent attack, he is finding another way to give back to the community. Please introduce, we're introducing Kareem Proctor and giving his prop. Your flowers while you're here. So, hey.
Solid brother right there. Solid man right there. It's a solid man right there, Angie. That was a great introduction for such a solid brother.
So, I don't know, I think you're muted, but Kareem, would you like to just, formally introduce yourself, making sure I don't miss anything? And then we got some questions for you that the audience wants to hear, mainly your story, your triumph of what you're doing now.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Angie and brother Nance, for having me. Matter of fact, this is my second time being on the show. Yeah. So, Angie, you've been along the road, with me for a while now. So you know the story. And brother Nance, we met, and I got to express my story to you. And you've seen some of the work. You guys have seen some of the work I've been doing throughout the community. But just a brief summary of the story. So in 2014, I was attacked. Fatally, horrifically, injured. And since then, I've just basically been on my road to recovery. At that same time, 2 weeks after my injury, I received my letter to the fire department, to the fire academy. So I went through all of the training. I passed the agility test. I passed the physical written test, and just was waiting for my letter. And I received my letter 2 weeks after my injury. But since then, I've been just trying to help as many people as I can, not just young men, but anyone that'll really listen and take heed to what I have to say. I push for mental health. A lot of people aren't aware as how strong it is. I just had a death in the family, due to mental health. And it was actually my youngest brother, 18 years old, and nobody knew that he was struggling with any mental health issues. You know what I mean? So I'm a big advocate of making sure you check on the strong friends. Check on your strong friends, man.
Say that shit again.
The strong need somebody strong too. We can't be strong all the time. So I definitely spend a lot of time with a lot of youth, football coach, just mentoring. Community activism. Whatever I can get my hands into, that is trying to push us forward. And by us, I do mean, African-American males, because we are already, born with stereotypes against us, stigmatisms against us. So, I just want to try to change the narrative as much as possible. As I always say, when these young men are out in the streets, people only tell them about death or jail, but nobody tells them about the gray area. And yeah. I'm living the gray area. You know what I mean? Like nobody's telling them, you can live, you can spend the rest of your life in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? You keep going down the road you're going, you can live the rest of your life in a wheelchair. And they don't get it, but it's hard to recover. You know what I mean? When you have to relearn everything all over. You know what I mean? Like the little things we take for granted, brushing your teeth, washing your face. You have to relearn how to do those things. And it becomes a struggle every day. Like right now, I'm dealing with, body pains and body aches. And just, I just want everybody to know that it's always, more light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? Because, if I'm pushing and I can still get it going, you can too.
Yeah, because you know what? I'm actually glad you said that, bro, because I was going to ask you, like, what did you do, like, or what do you do for your mental health? You know what I mean? Because one thing I know as givers, we give so much. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't have a recharging station. So my question is, how do you protect your mind and keep a clean heart?
Well, right now, I lean more towards comedy. So being as though, I'm in a wheelchair, I'm a comedian, you know what I mean? So that's my
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, that's my time to shine, I always, I know that people don't, a lot of people don't know it, but laughter is healing for the soul. You know
oh yeah, and laughter keep you young too. Laughter keep you young. That's why I look so youthful, baby.
Oh, I thought it was the juices.
I want a little bit of that too. You know what, boy? That was. I swear, y'all. I did not pay my brother to say that. I swear, yo.
You don't have to pay me to say it. You don't have to pay me to say it. I done had a couple of. I know what the juice tastes like. If you don't, you better go holler at brother Nance to get you one of them juices.
Yeah, because mental health, bro, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm glad you started your segment off talking about mental health, bro, because I think that's one of the major things that is killing our community. You know what I mean? I think undiagnosed mental illness, I think that hurt and broken adults is the reason why we have hurt broken kids, because they're transferring their energy over, and the cycle has to stop. So I'm glad that you started your segue speaking of mental health, because there's going to be a lot of brothers and sisters struggling this weekend with Father's Day. You know what I mean? Like, my father died when I was 10 years old. You know what I mean? And it's been a struggle. You understand what I'm saying?
My father, I'm 37 years old. He's been incarcerated all my life. So we
see what I'm saying?
But see, that's when us as men have to understand, you have to break that cycle when you have kids, especially boys. You know what I mean? It's a lot of young boys growing up with fathers that aren't in their lives, but are living and still living in the city. You know what I mean? Right around
the corner from their kid. Right around the corner from their kid. Don't even see their kid. Shit petty.
Kids walk right past them. I remember hearing the story about a young man, right? He was about 18-year-old kid. He had shot and killed his father. And the way he did it was, his father was right there, right around the corner, hustling and all of that. You know what I mean? And the little kid went to go either rob him, or, they had a little altercation or something like that. And the little boy shot him, and come to find out that was his father.
Damn. Hey, yo, that is because you know what? It's like it's a weird, because it's like, in one sense, he didn't know he shot his father, right?
Right.
And his father didn't show up, right? And when they probably told him that with his father, I wonder how he really felt.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wonder if he felt like, I shot you, brother, because you left me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like felt like I don't. It could have been a remorseful thing, or it could have been, or it could have been he tried to justify thing. You know what I'm saying? To make it a justifiable thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you wasn't here my whole life. You deserved it. Or he could have been like, dang, if I'd have just known that was my dad. You know what I'm saying? So.
It's a very sad story. That's a very sad story to hear, bro, because it made me think about, when you said that, I was like, damn, I don't think nobody would willingly go kill their dad. You know what I mean? So when you told me he didn't know it was his dad, that made it even more like, damn. But these are the things that, these are the things, like a lot of fathers. One of the things that I want to promote and let people know as fathers, a difference between being a father and being a dad. You know what I mean? Like, we're a father by default with our sperm meeting the egg, but we got to become daddies. You know what I'm saying? And be emotionally available for our children. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm working on with my 17-year-old, soon to be 18-year-old, is trying to be more emotionally available for him. You know what I mean? And be his daddy and not just his father.
Yeah. Well, listen, the fact that it is Father's Day coming up, I do want to say that, Kareem kind of, I have to call you Kareem, sorry. Kareem actually, he hit a nerve here with me because I know with this particular event with the haircuts, I was just like, I lost my dad in 2015, and basically, how do I channel, that pain to something that could probably, could still, one, keep his legend and his history and his life alive, but also to know that, that hurt for me, I know is other people feeling that, feeling hurt and pain. And mine wasn't so much violent, it was unexpected, but hurt is hurt. And so that's why we did this. We're doing this free haircuts, and like what you just mentioned about, the sit down comedy. And it is laughter. My dad was full of life. And so I had to sit here and say, he wouldn't want you to be depressed every Father's Day or, or birthdays, or so, as you know, because you've done this with us, I guess since the beginning, when we do the National Night of Remembrance for Murder Victims, what did I do? I channeled that from my husband, and how can I help others? So thank you for highlighting that, and also just highlighting the mental health that we all deal with. We all, we all deal with it, no matter if it's a traumatic injury there or incident. But thank you for, just getting up, getting out of that darkness, because sometimes we could be stuck there, and again, I was there, and I'm sure you have a story and others do. So that's why we're trying to make sure that we highlight the fathers out there. If anyone's just tuning in, because it seems like we got some comments up there. If anyone's tuning in, we are here with our special guest, Kareem Proctor. He goes by Proc. He is a youth football coach, mentor, motivational speaker, my friend, and the list goes on. Just our tremendous, the comedian, but he's a tremendous, he's just a storm, like he's out there, the things that he's been saying, how he connects with our youth. So we are definitely spotlighting the things he's doing. Again, if anyone came in late, we highlighted that, and this is kind of where I want to try to go to, if you're okay and open to it. But it highlighted that he was highlighted in the Afro, saying, the headline was "City Violence Extinguishes Dreams of Firefighter Hopeful." Can you speak more on that during that era, that time, and again, your message to anyone that maybe lost their hope and needed to have that encouragement? Because you just mentioned also that you lost your younger brother. So we want to give our sentiments to you as well for that. Our condolences.
Thank you. So as far as the firefighter situation. So, to go through the fire, to get into the fire academy, you got to go through weeks of training. It's like months. It's like a month of training. To pass the agility test. So I took the test. It was in like 2012. They finally got back to me in 2014. I put the month in to go through the training. I passed the test with, the second highest score second highest time in my class, but like the third highest time ever. So I was a top candidate, but they got to go through your background and things like that. So it took about 4 to 5 months before my letter came. But the thing about it is, like you said, I lost hope. What do you do when there's no jobs and no one's hiring? whether you had a, criminal record or just a smudge on your record that was an imperfection, nobody's hiring. There's no jobs. So, I did the only thing that I guess in the hood it was comfortable, and I turned to the streets. And being in the streets doesn't make you a bad person. You just making a bad decision. I did make a bad decision. I was in the streets. I was, I was hustling, and I was never one of those type of people who was an aggressor. I've always been a lover, a carer, a giver. That's just my nature. I've always been the guy to make people laugh and, want to see people smile and want people to be happy. So as time went on, you kind of lose hope when you want something, but it takes time to come. So I lost hope. I basically lost hope in getting into the fire department. But I still had hope that it was going to happen, in 2014, my injury happened, and 2 weeks after being, in the hospital, and this was probably no, it wasn't even 2 weeks after being in the hospital. It was 2 weeks after being in rehab. And my grandmother, she told me she had something for me, but she never gave it to me. She didn't give it to me until I got into rehab. So she told me in the hospital, which was probably 2 weeks after being in the hospital. I didn't receive the letter from her until 2 weeks after. So a month later, I received my letter. I finally got it in my hand from my grandmother. She told me she didn't want to give it to me then because she didn't want me to be more depressed than what I already was. To go through this injury, to have to deal with these things, to hear the words, you're paralyzed, to hear it's a 50-50 chance you'll walk again, so to hear those things and to go through that, it was depressing, but to receive that letter, oh man, that kind of hurt even more, because I worked for it. I pushed for it. I did things, it's one part of the test that you have to walk on a treadmill, right? You can't touch the side of the treadmill. You have to walk straight up on the treadmill. It's the stair step kind of treadmill. You have to walk on that for 10 minutes with a 30-pound vest on, and it's like 30 pounds and like 10 more pounds of weights or something on your shoulders. You have to do the whole course with the vest on, but that is to simulate, you walking up steps with all of the equipment. So, that was one of the hardest parts of the test. That's the first thing you do coming out the door. That's what you got to do first. And I used to walk around with a book bag full of bricks, and I mean literally walk everywhere. I get on the subway, I walk up the steps. I'm downtown, I'm walking. Wherever I'm going, I'm walking, but I got a book bag on with bricks in it just to prepare myself for that. So, just mentally being prepared for it and taking the tests and things like that, and then when you finally go through all of it and you pass the test, and then, this happened, and I received my letter, that was depressing. It wasn't the most depressing thing, to happen, but, it definitely added a stripe to injury,
Thank you, because I know sometimes it can be hard to revisit, but I love to see your growth, and I don't know if you see it or not, or you believe it, but you're very inspiring to others, myself, our community. So I wanted to, thank you for that. And, I always ask for a reason. So I want to get to this. I think you're a strong person. I think that, just from when we first met, when we reconnected, just seeing then and now, I just commend you for pushing forward. I don't know if our producer Diamond K can share video perhaps, but I wanted to just say you went from not really, and I know probably maybe depression, but look at you, you're pushing forward. And even more now, I saw you like without having anything. I'm like, oh yes. So this is such an inspiring story, or such an inspiring motivator. And I would just say keep pushing, keep pushing. This right here, small thing to a giant. So I just wanted to share that story to say at one point, maybe you did not even want to have that hope or that depression, but you continue to go forward. And the reason I wanted to say that as well is I want you to speak on, you are looking for a vehicle right now, transportation. Can you speak on that? Because look, we went from here to now you're trying to drive Benz. Like, just kidding. But again, maybe you can speak while that's going on, perhaps. But let people know what you're looking forward to doing. Going forward with your GoFundMe.
Yeah. Okay. So, I started a GoFundMe, trying to just gain a little more sense of freedom. So, if anyone knows about mobility, mobility isn't that's not the way to travel for someone in a wheelchair. You got to go. It takes 2 hours in between trips. So right now I'm catching mobility. And I need that van for freedom, because it's nothing like being able to just go places. So I have my 14-year-old son with me. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I'm trying to be here, I'm trying to be there, I'm trying to do this and do that, but it just takes a lot out of you when you got to catch.
I don't think you're trying. You out there. I'm like, I said, you're doing more than I'm doing.
Well, Angie, I always been on.
I'm kidding. I'm like, I say nothing slowing him down.
This chair charged up, I'm gone. I'm not slowing down. As long as I got a full battery and look, can charge up when I get where I'm going, I'm all right. First thing I ask people when they invite me places is, I say, is it accessible? The second question is, y'all got some way I can plug my chair up just in case my battery.
Make sure I'm charged.
I'll make sure I can get some juice, but
hey, yo, Kareem, you funny.
Hey, two honest questions, brother Nance. Two honest questions. Can I plug my chair up when I get there? Y'all ain't gonna be stingy with y'all electricity, is y'all?
Right. Y'all ain't gonna hold me up. Y'all ain't pay y'all bill. I
gotta put that on the light bill. Let me get some of that juice.
Listen,
man, ever since I've met you, though, bro, you definitely inspiration, man. Ever since I've met you, bro,
thank you, man. Thank you.
You've been very inspiring with your words. You know what I mean? Like, you was part of Bro Code, and helping Jamae out. That's when I first met you. You know what I mean? And just that's why I say, like, can't nobody make excuses about not being there for the kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like my brother taking care, learning how to do things for himself and raising 2 teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though, like we were just saying earlier, you got men that live right around the corner from their kids, don't see their kid. My son live out Frederick, Maryland. You know what I mean? He just started living back with me like about 3 months ago. You know what I mean? But the fact that, like, I used to drive an hour and back, that's 2 hours out my day. So when brothers be making excuses or saying, yo, my son, mother, this and that, and the third, yo, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, straight up.
Nance, this is a
My bad, Diamond. Ken, know it's a family-friendly show, but you know, fatherhood is not a nice topic sometimes. We got to get a little bit.
I'm going to let that go today.
You know, I'm just saying, though, I'm just glad that we're actually highlighting fathers because, you know, no one really cares. Father's Day come up, people will walk right past. You can be with your kid. Nobody say Father's Day. You can be on Mother's Day. You ain't got to be a mother. You a woman. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Now,
even though I don't really care, I don't need nobody to tell me that. You know what I mean? Because long as my son is taken care of, I don't need no accolades to be a good father. That's what I'm supposed to do. You dig what I'm saying? It's not something I need a high five or pat on the back.
Right. I heard men say that, and that's why I said we're trying to, like, you know, the softball, the barber cuss, the spotlighting. I mean, I know it's a small thing. And then we also talked about child support, and we talked about things for, you know.
Oh my God! Please don't stop me on that, please.
That was a good show, though. That was a good show.
Stop me on that, Angie.
Hey, Kareem, we're gonna have you come on. We do part 2. That was actually a good show. It was really good.
Yeah, matter of fact, can we do a child support show ASAP?
We had one.
I want to do another one.
I said we had to do part 2. I know one thing. I think brother, DJ Dom K, our producer, I mean, the phone lines was going off. It was really good. And again, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we have a platform that, you know, we can engage, we can advocate, we can support, we can highlight just all the positivity. We hear all the negativity. Kareem, I just want to say there's going to be 2 parts, kind of, sort of. Well, maybe one is a comment. So I think I want to have the question. So one, how does, you know, when you hear like the crime and the violence in the city, for me, that's PTSD. I want to know, like, how does that interfere with your mental when you hear, like, we just had a shooting because it seems like almost every day, but we just had a shooting today at Mondawmin Mall, you know, and so broad daylight.
The shooting at the mall?
Yes. Broad daylight, and not even just today, in general, you know, we've had 300 plus homicides, and I'm not highlighting this for to be negative, but I want to know, for a person who has been a victim to violence, recovering, and, you know, a survivor, how does that affect your mental when you hear the violence in our city?
Well, it's traumatizing. Mm-hmm. You know, it's traumatizing because I think of all the young men that I've connected with through my life, not just working with, you know, RTV, and not just working with Bro Code, and not just you know, dealing with, you know, the football kids and you know, things like that. But I've connected with, you know, children of children of parents that I've grown up with, you know, the children of, you know, people in the neighborhood, the children that, you know, I just bump into in different places and different things. And, you know, it's traumatizing, especially when you're raising a young man, you know what I mean? Because now my son's here. And, you know, that's a little, you want to let him be a boy, but I can't really let you go outside. You know what I mean? Like, I can't let you go certain places. You know, oh, we want to go skating. No, I don't know about that. You know, because now it makes you leery of allowing your child to go places and to do things, you know, and you know, you have to monitor, you know, who they're around and who they hang with, and, you know what I mean? And it's traumatizing when you hear of so many of our young kids, not the teenagers, not the ones who are capable of understanding right and wrong, and, you know, I'm talking about the babies. And then we got the younger kids, you know, the elementary school kids. Then you have middle school kids who are being influenced that wrong is right, you know. So it's like, it kind of traumatizes me a little more. So I kind of tend to stay away from the news and, you know, Murder Inc. and, you know, all of those entities that, you know, promote it or exploit it, you know. So I tend to stay away from those entities and not really pay too much attention to them, because, you know, I hate to go on, you know, Instagram and I scroll on Murder Inc. and I see, you know, oh, somebody was killed, only to come to find out that it was somebody I knew. You know what I mean? Or somebody's child that I know, or you know, somewhere in that form. That kind of, it hurts more because we've become so numb to death here in the city that when someone dies, it's like you really don't even know what to say, because you know, even when that person is hurting and grieving, you know what I'm saying, they're still numb. You know, like I'm numb, you know, after having a loss in my family, I'm kind of numb because I don't know, you know what I mean, you know, like you don't know how to feel anymore, you know. But the one thing I know is experiencing something, you know, a near-death injury kind of has me traumatized when it comes to death and murder. And, you know, I kind of stay away from it, you know, and try to, you know, I try to focus on, you know, something else positive, try to find some way to, you know, push and motivate and encourage and inspire, you know. So I be trying to keep my mind clear, free of the negativity.
But thank you for answering that. Well said. This is kind of like why I do the show. I mean, some people like, how you put more on your plate? This is my therapy. I love to talk to people and be inspired, because believe it or not, most, if not all, have been an inspiration to me, you know. And like for me, it is like, you know, some people write, some people, you know, play music, take a walk. And for me, it's really connecting and giving hope to others, or allowing them the opportunity to do the same, you know. And so this is why, you know, we continue to do this, the RTV radio show. We have amazing people like yourself. But, you know, that's part of therapy. And you hit it on the nose. Like, you know, the news, the media, they highlight all this, you know, you know, we can have a whole big old Father's Day, big event, right? And you won't see the news there, but they want to tell you how many Black people got shot, you know, and what happened down Fellas Point, and they're going to highlight that. And so we got to change the narrative. And this is why we're supporting, you know, the broadcast of Radio on Fire, DJ Diamond K, you know, our independent media, to make sure that we do put that information out. And the second question, I mean, I love the answer, because it's kind of going to go to what I have. We already heard what your outlet is, your comedy, right? And I want to just say, I mean, you probably can say it better, but give me a chance to be a comedian today. So, no, I'm just going to read though, but I'm going to try to give some info. So this is going off the Afro. So it says, in addition to serving the community, Proctor started a career as what he calls sit-down comedy. He said,
yeah, you didn't call it no sit-down comedy, yo. Hey, yo, Kareem, stop playing with me, yo. Hey, yo.
Wait a minute, let me have my moment, brother Nance. He said,
yo, that's my man.
He said that laughter is essential and therapeutic. Proctor said everyone reacts the same when he tells the people he's a comedian, like Brother Nance. Someone asked, "Oh, you're doing stand-up?" Proctor answers, "No, I sit down." So his comedic, I guess, style is a wheelchair perspective on life. The main question woman asks is, and I know this is supposed to be friendly, but it says, "Does it work? Does it still work?" His response is, "Well, it does with assistance. I use those blue pills." So this is what he does, and despite of going from, you know, passing the test to be a firefighter, to being, you know, out there moving all around in the city, nothing has stopped him from being a community leader, still getting around. As he stated, as long as you have electricity to put his wheelchair and to plug it up and give it some energy, he's going to keep going. And again, I just wanted to just say thank you for using that positive outlet, because you're funny, man. I watched some of your shows, and I guess we're going to just go into that. Like, what are some upcoming, do you have any like upcoming projects or shows coming up for your sit-down comedy?
Yeah, so Brother Nance, yes, you feel me? That's what it's called. It is It's not stand up. It is sit down. I don't do stand up. My name is Proc, aka Mr. Sit Down Comedy. I don't do stand up. I do what? Sit down. That's right. You know, that's my niche. You know, I use it. It works. I use it, and you know, yeah, that's how people remember me. You know, you got to give the people something to remember you by. So, you know, when I first started and I heard, you know, that was always the number one question. Stop lying. You don't do no comedy, boy. What you do, stand up? No. Duh, I do sit down. You know, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, that after you said it a while, after you say it a while, you know what I mean? That's when it clicked to me. Like, you got to use that. You got to. Yeah,
that's a good one. That one right there is a good one right there.
Yeah, because you know, you tell people that, you know, all the time, like just through the daily travels, you know what I mean? Just through my daily travels. That's where that one came from. That just came from daily travels. I have a show coming up June 19th. June 19th. That's going to be in Severn, Maryland, actually. Okay. My first time traveling out of the city, you know, to do a comedy show. So, you know, somebody actually called me, said he wanted to book me. I told him I needed transportation, so he was like, we'll figure it out, you know, and they figured out the transportation, you know, gonna hook my chair up, you know, we're gonna ride out Severn. It's gonna be an outside event, you know, supposed to be a real nice outside elegant event. Got a couple of DC comedians on the ticket. I don't know if it's any Baltimore comedians on there or not, but yeah, I know I'm on there. After that, I have a comedy battle that I'm hosting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got a comedy battle that I'm putting together. I'm actually putting it together. Okay. We're doing that July the 10th.
Yes.
July the 10th. We're working on that right now. But I'm just looking forward to my end of the year show, which is going to be at Magoobies for the new comedian of the year. I won the first competition. You know what I mean? I burnt it down. I, you know, shook the building, standing ovation.
Oh, well, good. I didn't know about that. See, I told you I can't keep up with you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
As long as this chair got power, I'm gonna be on the go. Angie, look, y'all know that. Y'all know me. You know what I'm saying? Angie, you know. Brother Nance, you know.
I know, brother. I know.
You're likely to see me anywhere.
Anywhere. And they're showing up strong. You know what I mean? Not just a fly on the wall.
Long as I can get there. And look, and I'm gonna work the crowd, you know. Angie know.
Yeah.
Angie know I'm gonna be like you be all over the place. You know everybody. You just over there meeting people. Yeah, I'm gonna holler at this person, I'm gonna holler at that person. Yeah, I don't sit still. You know, the chair doesn't define me. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, it doesn't.
Personality too strong to allow this chair to mean anything more than transportation.
Yeah,
that's it. This chair ain't nothing but transportation. This is my leg.
I just put this quote.
So let me ask you a question, bro. Yes. Have you ever? So do you speak to other brothers, you know, that that has gone through what you went through, like? Because yo, I'm not gonna lie, yo, just hearing you talk, bro, like, and you know, I know you, you know what I'm saying, but to hear you speak, bro, like it was very encouraging, bro. Like it is very. Like, I mean, we all know laughter is powerful, bro. Like, but you ever thought about, like, I mean, like going hard body in that world? Like, you know what I mean? Well, brothers be needing that hope, bro. Brothers be needing that hope, bro.
That's the lane I drive in. You know, like I said, when it comes to mental health, you know, I do it for people with disabilities, you know, not just physical, but mental too. You know what I mean? Not just physical, the mental too. You know, so I have a few people. You know, my niece does poetry. You know, she has cerebral palsy. She does poetry. You know, and I push her to get out and go to shows and do things. You know, I introduced her to the poetry party that happens on Wednesdays I pushed her to go, to the poetry party. She did her first, she did her first poem. She went up there. She was nervous. She went back, and she went back, and she's been going ever since. She got to meet some of her favorite poets. My guy Black Chakra was there. She got to meet him. And she always spoke of certain poets that she liked, and she got to meet a few of them at the poetry. So it's just like pushing people to be better. I have another friend of mine. She's in a wheelchair as well. And he struggles with social interaction. Like, she doesn't like to be out, and she don't want to deal with people and talk to people. But since we've been interacting, she's been more social. So she's been posting more on Facebook, and she's been recording videos, and she's been inspiring and to me. So I inspired her, and she inspires me. We got to pull back.
That goes to work. That goes to work. That's how it works.
That's
how me and Angie work. Angie inspired me. That's why I'm on her. That's why I'm on RTV radio. I came on the show one day and I never left. I came on the show as a guest and they never left.
He inspires me too. It's my brother. Yeah, both of y'all. I know how to just smack y'all upside your head.
Listen, brother Nance. I tell people this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Angie pulled me out of such a dark place. You get what I'm saying? Will never forget that. You know what I mean? She said, the reconnecting, how we reconnected. Here's the funny story. So when we met, I never met Angie. I knew her cousin. I know her cousin. So he was taking a picture. We were at some little party or bar or something, and they were taking a picture, and I photobombed the picture. Angie posted the picture and tagged him. I commented on the picture like, "Oh yeah, we all look good." I'm all in the back of their picture like. I said we all look. I said we all look good. I think it was the caption like, me and my cousin, we look good together or something like that. And I just jumped right on like, yeah, we all look good. I'm all in the back of y'all picture like I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how me and Angie connected. You know what I mean? Through laughter, man. Just laughter, and it's healthy. It's healthy.
It is. It keeps you young, man. It keeps you young. So we got like about maybe
I was gonna say we have a couple. We have
7 minutes. We got like 7 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes left. So I wanted you to kind of like give the people like where they can follow you at on social media. Also, if you have that GoFundMe up, I don't know if it's up yet for the vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah, it was already posted. I seen Diamond K or somebody.
Yeah, it's in the comments.
Somebody posted on the chat. There we go. There it is, right there. 2014 Drive Road to Recovery. You can find me on Instagram at Sit Down Comedy 2800. You can also find me, on Facebook at Kareem Omar. You can also find me on Facebook at Road to Recovery. The travel page, you can find me Road to Recovery. You pull up Road to Recovery 9 times out of 10, hashtag it, whatever. I'm gonna pop up some way, somehow. You can pop in Sit Down Comedy as well. Hashtag it. I'm gonna pop up one way or another. So it's like I ain't hard to find. I'm not hard to find. And I'm always doing something. So I'm always somewhere doing something.
He's busy.
I'm trying to be. You gotta stay busy to keep from being bored.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, I always want to acknowledge our audience. Again, thank you to everybody who's tuning in. I just want to kind of read off a couple comments to let you know we're not ignoring you. So Shelly, he put on there, we're turning up on Father's Day. He also said salute to you, Kareem, and that you're inspiring. Jamae said, bro, keep pushing. She also said, salute, bro. You already know that's the bro code, Sit Down Comedy. And then we have well, it's on his Chosen St. Thomas. I'm sure you might know, maybe. But Chosen St. Thomas said, excellent and inspiring interview. I almost feel like he said he went to school with you, or he knew you.
He did say that. He said that.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know that you have people out here that are, following you and that's inspired by you. People that know you or don't know you, and we're gonna keep sharing this story. Look at him. What is he? He over there yawning like he an old man. But look, you want me to be a comedian because I'm about to go over and find him. But I just wanted to let you know that keep pushing because people are watching. You now have an exclusive interview along with your afro, and hopefully other people will pick you up. And you got the sit down comedy as well coming up next month, or this month. And I just wanted you to know that people here, they're hearing your story, they're inspired by it, and I pray to God that it continues. Your voice is like escalated across the nation. That's what I'm speaking over your life. So we went from Baltimore City, we went from your neighborhood to Baltimore City in general, and now parts of Maryland, and I'm speaking it beyond. So thank you again for being our special guest. Is there anything that you would like to say in these last couple of minutes to the people, or anything that we did not cover?
Yeah, I just like to say thank you, to everybody who has donated to the van. I'd like to say thank you for all of the kind words and words of encouragement, words of love from everyone this past week dealing with the passing of my brother. I also like to say thank you to Brother Nance and Angie for having me on the show. Thanks for always being friends. Thanks to everyone who commented. Thanks to everyone who shared. Thanks to everyone who liked anything that I've ever done, posted. Thanks for buying tickets. I'm thankful. You know what I mean? I'm thankful for, the love that has been poured back into me, because I'm gonna pour it right back into the community, and matter of fact, the world. Like you said, Angie, I'm gonna pour it back into the world. I'm gonna pour it back into the world. So, fill my cup up until it overflow, and I'm gonna pour it out there to somebody else. Look, you pour into me, I pour into someone else, and we pour into each other. That's how we gonna do it.
Aww.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And Angie, and Angie, just to give you a little insight on my yawning, I'm practicing a new health routine. You know what I mean? I'll be 45 this year, and I've been going to sleep early so I can wake up early. So I've been going. This is a little like the show starting at 7. It's starting to interfere with my 9 o'clock new Brother Nance bedtime. You feel what I'm saying? Now I understand why my grandmama used to be laying down with the TV on like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Like, why is she upstairs every day at that same time? She was already breaking her body down to start resting, but she be up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning getting it in. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? Let me try that health routine. So forgive me, RTV radio family. I'm not yawning because the conversation wasn't enriching. This Brother Nance is on a new health routine. You know what I mean? It's called Brother Nance is Getting Old. I'm preparing to get old. I was saying, I'm preparing, I'm preparing to get old. You know what I mean? I'm preparing to get old, flat out. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say, man, peace and power to the family. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. As always, we can't do this without you. We can't restore the village without restoring the people. We can't inspire the minds unless we are doing things like this and sharing stories of inspiration, sharing stories of power, sharing stories of purpose. So again, thank y'all for tuning in to Restoring the Village Radio with your girl Angie and Brother Nance. Appreciate you, Diamond K. Thank you, baby. Take us out of here. You already know what it is. Peace and power.